All right, hello wine drinking people. It's Saturday, April 17th, the end of another really exceptional week here at the Wine Watch. Great tastings and an exceptional event last night. That's the only thing really we had in the store. Well, Tamara had some late entries into the What I Drank Yesterday section of the show. Just before the dinner last night, our Borgogno event here at the store, Tamara Harpke stopped by with a few selections from Indigenous Selections. Indigenous Selections is a company that focuses on Italian wines from the Piedmont and Tuscany for now. I'm sure they'll be branching into some other things. This dynamic duo that founded this company, Giorgio Rivetti from La Spinetta and Liz Matthews. She's been married now for a couple of years, and she's about to have a baby. Congratulations, Liz. We're very happy for you. And Liz is a member of the Wine Watch family. This was the first job that she had in the wine business after leaving corporate America to follow her passion, her dream in life, wine. So we're very happy that she's been successful. And they've picked up some great wineries. Chiaci Piccolomini, the first of the wines that I had last night, before the dinner. This little IGT wine that they do is fantastic. It's very light. It has a little bit of that dusty earth that you get from Tuscany, and really nice at $10 a bottle. It's hard to find things that I'm interested in drinking at $10 a bottle. 2007 Rosso di Montalcino from Chiaci. I just like saying this name, Chiaci Piccolomini. Doesn't that just sound Italian? And we have Paolo Bianchini, the owner of Chiaci Piccolomini, coming in on May 1st here at the store. I will be down at the Great Wine Seminar, unfortunately, but the guys will be here with Paolo. We'll be trying all of these releases from Chiaci on May 1st here in the store. The Rosso di Montalcino from another exceptional vintage, 07. This wine had lovely strawberry and red berry fruit, a little bit of that porcini mushroom and that dusty earth that you get from Tuscany, and very bright and forward with the fruit on the palate. A really nice wine, and these wines will last 3 to 5 years, at least in a vintage like this, also 2007. The Epira Barbera is next, and I love the wines of Epira, the next door neighbor to Borgogno, the winery we had last night, and Chiaro Boschi's a good friend. Her brothers, her family owned Borgogno for years until they just recently sold it. This winery, she took over in the late 80s, early 90s, and 1994 was the first vintage that she started making wine with new barrique and in a new fashion. So this 2007 vintage Barbera is outstanding. Maybe a little bit young still. The acid's just a little bit pronounced in this, but lovely blackberry fruit in this, lovely black truffle. Really, when you put your nose in the glass, it smells like the Piedmont. But like I said, I think her wines always are better with a little time in the bottle, a little bit acidic at the moment, as Barbera tends to be when young. Next, we had the 2007 Cadopian Barbera. This has been the most popular Barbera we've had in the store for the last several years. 2007, as I mentioned before, a great vintage in the Piedmont. This wine always has this lovely nose of distinct herbs and flowers, a term the French call garrigue, and then some of that lovely truffle and earthiness that you get out of the Piedmont black spices, and just a delicious wine. Again, a little big at the moment. This wine will last 10 to 15 years in an outstanding vintage, as most great Barberas will. Barbera used to be thought of as kind of the second-class citizen to Nebbiolo in the Piedmont, but today there's a lot of great Barberas, age-worthy Barberas being made there. The next wine, the Barbaresco Bordini. This is a new wine from La Spinetta, and we reviewed this a couple shows ago. You can check out the review on it. The 06, outstanding, showing really nice again last night. And then we sat down for dinner, and my favorite style of dinner that we do here at the store. Just 7 people last night. We had 8 bottles of wine, and they all showed exceptional. All of these wines came from the cellars of Borgogno. Borgogno is one of the only wineries in the world that decanters their wine into a new bottle before it's released. After it gets to a certain age, before they release it, they will put it into a new bottle, top it off with the same vintage, put a fresh cork in there, and ensure that the quality of the wine is at its peak before they sell it. And this is Just something, like I said, that nobody that I know of in the world does. Borgogno's got the biggest collection of older Barolos of any winery in the Piedmont. The winery was founded in 1761 and owned by the same family until just recently. So a great night last night. I think in terms of quality, like I said, all the wines showed up. They were excellent, above on my quality scale. The 1985 stole the show. It was the best wine on the table. Just simply had the most legs, the most concentration, this lovely allspice and dried flower fruit, red cherries, just a long zesty finish, a lot of spice and a lot of acidity in this wine, holding it together, and it's got 10, 20, 30, 40 years of life left to it. Next in line for me was the 78. This wine was just so sweet, and the tannin so soft, and everything very harmonious. The wine had a very long finish, and still a lot of fruit left to it. The 82 was next for me. 98, although very young, this wine has a lot of potential. I thought it showed very well last night. 88 for me, maybe a little bit of an underachiever, but again, all the wines excellent above in quality. 61, 67, and then 1990, believe it or not, would have been my last place finisher for last night. But still, all great wines, and as you can imagine, 8 bottles with 7 people here at the Wine Watch is not enough. And we had to open up at least one more bottle of Barolo, the 1993 Epira. This is before they called the wine Canubi. Well, actually, she makes a couple of different Barolos. She used to blend the fruit together. Canubi is my favorite of the Barolos that she currently makes, but this 1993 was showing brilliantly. Still had a lot of fruit, had lovely freshness to it, lovely spice. Her wines are always very feminine and elegant in style, not big blockbusters, but some of my favorite wines in the store. And we only have a little bit of these Borgogno wines left. I'm going to include them on this email if you guys are interested. The 61, an incredible price, $200. If it's not sold out by the end of the day, we might use the Wine Watch price-raising pencil on that one. Okay, what are we drinking tonight? Well, tonight we got dinner on top of the tower, vintage magnums. Check out the show on Tuesday to hear all about that. What are we trying to sell you today? Today, I just got in this Piedmont mood, man. You know, after drinking all these great wines last night, I looked through the store and I said, what do we got to sell today? Well, the 2005 Elio Altare Barolos have just arrived. 2005, an outstanding vintage in the Piedmont, unlike in Tuscany where it was just very good. The Barolos of 2005 are outstanding. Elio Altare, one of my favorite producers. Elio is considered to be one of the greatest winemakers in the world. He was incredibly influential in his town of Lamora, and many of the top producers there kind of followed his lead. Shorter maceration times, new barrique to age the wine, things that were the exact opposite of what the old guard were doing in Barolo. Elio Altare led the way. The Bernate is considered today to be one of the greatest wines made in Barolo. And contrary to popular belief, these wines do age very well. As you can read about in the email today, I'm signing off for the week. Your host, Andrew Lamposoni, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first. It's Saturday, April 17th. Woo! Let me do my Saturday dance for you. It's the end of the week. Woohoo!